today we're here with David from Swimming Creatures. We're going to be doing a tour of these 100+ tanks. You've got a ton of different guppies, cories, all kinds of shrimp, a bunch of amazing stuff for us to look at. So do you want to start with the betta rack here?
Yeah, so our betta racks here are like the first thing the customers see. These also work great as gifts or personal pet that you can keep. And so the first thing you see is just a setup for people to just look at. Our betta tank setups, we have different options for them, as you can see on the label. There's different prices marked. We also sell like the whole tank with the fish and plant setup. Or if you'd like without the fish, you can just buy the tank or just the plant. But we have like the full tank setups, which is easier for people to just take home. And a lot of people can buy these as gifts for people. You can just like give it to them. Or yeah, it's just very simple for people to look at and just take home the same day.
Yeah, and I like how all these bettas have their own tanks.
Yeah,
they have their own individual filter,
so
everything.
Seeing the fish or seeing the different plants and options we have, you can just like pick and choose and take the one you like best.
And how do you do maintenance on these tanks?
So we have like these little filters. These are not included, but we do sell them. They're not very expensive. We just keep them running. And we just do water changes weekly. Actually, not as often as since we implemented these filters. The filters kind of do the water change regularly, and then we just kind of clean the tank every week.
Yeah, it's really good. And do you feed them every day?
We feed them every other day because since the tank is kind of small, if there's like too much waste, it will just get dirtier and spike the ammonia levels.
Do you do water changes once a week?
Usually once or every 2 weeks, since the filter is always running. If we didn't have a filter, then we do it weekly. But different bettas, they have like different types. Like this one here is like a half moon, as you can see with the tail. It's kind of long. If you can see this one, if I'm gonna look at this one, kind of like a koi. So this one will be kind of be priced differently.
Yeah.
And for our other ones, just depending on how they look like, they're just priced accordingly.
These are all imported, right?
Yeah.
What's the most expensive betta that you have?
We don't really have that many expensive bettas. I think maybe this one, the $34.99. This one's probably the most expensive.
Yeah, the Black Samurai. And people could also just come in and choose to get the the
fish
tank
itself. Yeah. So like they're all labeled. So the tank setup, it's $39.99 with the fish not included. So, which also includes like the plant and then the little rocks, and then the fish are labeled differently. So if you wanted to just maybe choose a plant or choose a different fish, you can just put them all together and customize it for yourself.
Do you also sell them with the tank, like the fish with the tank?
Yeah, so if you want the whole thing, let's say you just want to take this whole tank with the fish, you'll just pay the tank setup with the fish price. These are our African cichlids, and these are also imported. If you guys are familiar with cichlids, they're pretty aggressive, so you want to like keep these together. For our water changes, we do it twice a week. They need a lot because there's a lot of fish in it. These are like really colorful for your tanks, so if you like they kind of like school around. They're just like a cool assortment.
How much do you sell these for?
These are $4.98 each. You can also just pick and choose whichever you want.
That's good. And what do you feed these guys?
You can feed these guys either like sinking pellets or black worms, bloodworms, because they love things like if you like stick your finger in, they'll also like start like nibbling on your finger too, but it won't hurt.
Okay.
If you like want to see it or?
Oh yeah, sure.
So, like if you want to stick your finger in, they'll like come and start like.
All right, over here we have the shrimp rack. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the shop. There's so much to see over here. So tell us about it.
So these are our Neo-Carolina shrimp. We have like our cherry shrimp, which are red. We have just different colors laid out here for like personal preference, whichever color they like. So you have a different mix so people can come and choose. Right now we don't have a lot as we sold them. We also have like a blue dream, like orange, yellow, blue jelly, and like a Bloody Mary. They're all like they're all the same species but just different color. Some people like to keep the same color, but once you start mixing colors and they breed, they'll just become really muddy, so we don't really encourage that. Shrimp are good for cleaning or just, they're just like cool little shrimps to have around your tank. Right. They like to move around and just chill out in the plants, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and you want to tell us about these, because these are like bright orange colored, beautiful shrimp.
Yeah. So Yeah, I mean, these are just the same as every other shrimp, but the orange is kind of more vibrant since they're like a more vibrant color. And yeah, if you like vibrant, you'll get orange. Maybe if you like something subtle like blue, you can just get like the blue ones.
These are also pygmy cories in the back.
Yeah. So fish are usually good with shrimp since we do have a lot of shrimp, but we don't recommend having shrimps and fish together just because there's not enough space in your tank. It'll just like create so much stress for them. So like guppies or like small, really small fish will be good, but once they start getting bigger, we'll have to move them out.
I assume these neocaradinas breed in here, right?
Yeah, some of them breed in there. Since we do sell a lot, we don't intentionally breed them, but if some are very, they can lay eggs. These are our mono shrimp. These are really good for cleaning algae on your tanks. And so if you have like small fish or non-aggressive fish, adding a few mono shrimp to your tank, they'll really help with cleaning the algae off your tank. These are emerald green shrimp. They're pretty much the same as the other ones. They're just a different color, maybe more uncommon color, so they're a little more expensive. But yeah, I mean, these are pretty cool. It's kind of hard to tell the green because they're a little dark, but
They're really dark.
yeah. But if you have them like on the light setting, like you can also see the colors pop more. And we also have like a spotted blue-eye rainbow fish in here with them. Yeah, the blue eyes, I don't know if you can see them. They're pretty bright, so they're pretty cool fish to have around the dark side.
These are probably one of the more rare shrimp species.
Yeah.
Are these caradina or neocaradina?
These are our neocaradina shrimp.
This is another pygmy cory tank.
Yeah. We also used to have green really here, but they're also sold out. But right now, yeah, we're just having pygmy cories and that's it.
You guys have a lot of pygmy cories.
Yeah.
These are glow light tetras. I haven't seen these in a long time.
Yeah. So we haven't had glow light tetras in a long time, but I think we've had like a couple, so we just stuck them in here with the black willy. And our willy shrimp, if you can like see like our other willy shrimp, they're really because they have like a little white stripe in the middle. These are our blue ones. Here's our orange ones. And then our red ones, as you can see, they're known by like the white stripe in the middle.
Yeah.
But for the black one here, it's kind of hard to see just because it's like black and gray. But those are black willy shrimp. And we have our couple gold light tetras in there. They range from around $3.49 to around $4.49 depending on the color or the rarity. So between $3 to $5. The cheaper side, like just in the regular neocaradina, regular color shrimp, but like the willies or like the emerald green, they tend to be on the more expensive side.
Are these high grade?
Yeah, these are our high grade ones. They'll be better quality than like the low grade. We also sell low grade, but we have them in the back. But for like the in-store person, like the storefront, we have premium and high grade shrimp.
And you also have this fish in here.
Yeah, so this is also like a rainbow, the forktail rainbow fish.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool to have around. This one got a little bigger because we usually have like baby ones.
And then are these also high grade? Like everything in here is
all
just high
the
grade.
shrimp on this rack are high grade.
Yeah, because I see in a lot of stores, like especially the chain stores, they sell really low grade shrimp.
Yeah, low grade are a lot cheaper, but they don't have really good quality. So we just like to have them like at a good price, but also want people to have good shrimp. So that's how we sell high grade shrimp.
These look super cool.
Oh yeah, these are Pinocchio shrimp. They have like a kind of long nose. It's like red for the name Pinocchio. So these are kind of cool shrimp to have. I mean, they look pretty cool with like the red long nose. So
I've never seen these before actually. Super
these are not that common, but we started selling this one because they look pretty cool and then people seem to like them, so we just brought some in. These panda cories are kind of different to like the regular small ones. If you can see on this one, there are long fin panda cories, so they just have longer fins and they'll just look cooler because they're longer and they're not short. But they're a little more expensive, around maybe twice the price, but they're bigger and then the fins are pretty cool too.
Yeah, these also look really young. Like all the fish in here look like juveniles.
Yeah, we don't really keep fish in here for a long time because people come and buy a lot of fish. These are Amano snow, and they're kind of like the Amano, but they're all white, no like dashes or dots like regular Amano shrimp. So these are more like clear and clean if you want like a clean setup in your tank. We had bamboo shrimp in this tank too, but I'm not sure if we have any more right now. Our bamboo shrimps are pretty cool.
Yeah, this tank is super cool to see. Like
Yeah.
all these white
Yeah,
shrimp just on the dark substrate. I have a couple of these at home.
Like the white kind of like pops out. And
Yeah.
then just have them all moving around is pretty cool. Oh, there's like one big shrimp right there.
I would assume there's a lot of breeding in these kind of tanks.
Yeah. Like if you see here, like this shrimp right here is pretty big in that corner. So they get pretty big too, depending on like how much you feed them or just how big they grow. So if like sometimes one will probably grow like this big, which is let's see right here. This guy's pretty huge. So.
Looks like a mono shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite shrimp tank. So many of them.
We used to have a couple bamboo shrimp, but those are really cool. They're like gigantic, like this big. And these are just our chocolate black shrimp, just regular black New Carolina shrimp for people who like black in their tank.
These are also nice. And then
These
now we're moving on to the Carolina section,
the
right?
Carolinas. These are more difficult to take care of. And then our crystal red and crystal black, they're harder to take care of than the regular shrimp. These three tanks are isolated from the rest of the tanks because they do need RO water, which is a reverse osmosis water.
Yeah.
And that's just, just taking all like the impurities or any minerals out or just chlorine. So these are pretty cool, but very hard to take care of than the rest of the shrimp. We have like tanks for, like this one has RO water in it, so we just like keep on filtering out. So under these tanks, we just have little tanks that help with the circulation.
Is there anything that you do differently other than the RO water?
Not really. I think RO water is probably the most important thing because that just affects the shrimp a lot because it's like the water they live in. So
Yeah, and they like a really low pH.
yeah, these are like just totally different than the rest of the shrimp.
Yeah. And you just keep the pH a bit lower.
Yeah, because the rest of our shrimps are like probably like low, around low 7. This is probably around low like 6 or something, between 6 and 7. It's just the RO water, which is the most important part, and that's just harder for people like regular people to just have. These are more expensive. These are almost double the price of regular for $7.98. But we also have deals for every shrimp. If you buy maybe like 10, 5 or 20 shrimp, we do give them at a cheaper price.
Now this is the snail section. I've never seen a snail section this big.
We get a lot of snails. People buy a lot of snails, I guess. We trying to start with the nearite snails. We have like zebra here. They're not isolated like to their own. Like we have tiger snails, tiger nearite snails in there. We have like some horn nearite snails. Like we just have separated them, but we have zebra you can see here, and then tigers in there. Nearite snails are really good for cleaning the tank. So just adding a few to your tank, make sure you don't have anything that eats snails. They'll be really good to keep your tank clean.
Yeah, and I don't think they populate super crazy like the Rams ones.
Yeah, they'll maybe like leave like the little white spots when they move around, but they won't populate like super crazy, which is probably like the most common problem with keeping snails.
What about these mystery snails?
They're $3.50 each. We have gold, blue, black, jade. We have ivory, purple, and magenta. So we just have like a big variety of mystery snails.
That's a large variety.
Yeah, so we just have a lot because we want to give people like an option to choose from. If we just had like one color, it would have been really fun to have in the tank and they wouldn't sell as much, but just having a lot. But we also sell like assorted so people can just pick and choose because they're all mystery snails, so they work the same.
And these are really popular, right?
Yeah,
all these
so
snails.
these are pretty good. They'll eat like waste. They're really easy to take care of. They'll just eat waste or any food. You don't really even need to feed these snails as long as you have like plants or fish in your tank that you feed. They'll just live off whatever waste.
And that's the biggest tail I've seen today, that guppy.
Some of our guppies have grown pretty big, so we just add them in the tanks.
Tell us about the zebra pleco tank. Are these hard to keep?
The zebra plecos, we also run them with RO water. These are really hard to take care of than like the regular fish. Zebra plecos, they aren't really common, so they're more expensive for $34.99. which is kind of expensive for a small pleco, but if you want like the rare or like uncommon fish in your tank and you already run RO water, the zebra pleco is like a pretty cool fish to have that you can like show off. Since they're plecos, they're not as hard as to take care of than shrimp, because shrimp die pretty easily compared to fish. They just look kind of cool. They're like scaly and kind of green, hence the name Green Dragon. They're a little more expensive for $19.99. And then we have like another pleco there, like the zebra plecos in there. Different variation, they're really cool. And then for like the crab in there, it's like in this thing, it's like a red claw crab. Crabs are pretty cool. Yeah, they're really easy to take care of, as long as like there's no fish or shrimp in your tank, because they'll eat anything. Crabs are just like a little cool pet to keep.
And what would you say are the most important things for keeping these kind of plecos?
Just making sure that the water is like not too dirty, and then just making sure like the ratio of plecos to like the tank size is important, and how much food is in there.
And how often do you water change on these things?
For these water changes, we don't, because the filter is always running, so like the water is like kind of like always keep on going around, so we don't, the water is like technically always changing, so we don't need to manually water change these things.
Oh, you don't have to do water changes on these ever?
Yeah.
But say somebody has a tank at home that they just have a hang on back filter or something.
You can
how much
just
would you
do
recommend?
like 20% water changes every week, and that's good. These are white crayfish. There's an orange one in here. So crayfish are just like little cool pets to keep around. They'll stay in the bottom, so just don't have like snails or shrimp in your tank with them, because they'll just eat them.
What kind of snails do we have?
So these are assassin snails. These are good for keeping snail control. If there's like pest snails or like a bunch of eggs that you want to get rid of, just add a few of these, and then they'll start getting rid of like the snails in your tank. They don't populate really fast, and so that's why they're pretty good to control like your tank for snails.
With these snails, how do you tell if they're dead or not?
These snails, like for mystery snails or for any snail in general, if they're like hole is like opened up when they're not closed, or if they're floating, or if they're upside down, you can kind of like check, flip it, and see if it's closed up or not. If it's not, that means they're dead, or if they're also floating, that's dead. When people come to buy, we'll just grab some that are stuck to the walls, just to make sure we give them live ones.
Finally, we have the ram's ones. These are the ones that everybody knows about.
Yep, these are small snails, colorful snails that you can keep really cheap too. So the only problem with these are like they populate really easily, so just make sure you have an eye on like the eggs that they have.
And there's also a pea puffer in there, right?
Yeah, we don't have a big selection of pea puffers, but we might get some sooner than later. So these are our mini dwarf pea puffers, and they're like pretty cool fish to have around. But they can eat the snails, but since we have so many snails, it's not a problem for us. We have pea puffers in like different shrimp tanks just because we don't have a designated tank for them yet. They don't seem to bother the shrimp, so we just like to have them. So if people are looking at shrimp and they see the pea puffer, then they can just go ahead and buy the puffer fish too if they want it. We opened the store like 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
We're pretty new. Most of our sales are online.
And I'll leave a link to the website somewhere.
It's been around like 2 or 3 years that we've been selling. I wasn't here from the beginning. I joined like a little bit later. So these are our endless mix, and these are like really colorful, as you can see. And then you kind of like put your finger there, follow your finger around. It's pretty cool because they spool. And yeah, they're just like really colorful. They're cheap too for $2.99. So you could take like 6 or 7 home for school. They kind of tend to be in school, so around 6 or above is better for them.
And these are all males, right? You don't have any females in this tank.
We might have females in here, but we just like to sell them like an ember mix. I think these might just be males. This is like a cheap, easy way to get into fish, and it's kind of, they look pretty cool.
Yeah, they're super pretty.
Yeah.
A lot of colors. Do you breed any of the endlers in these tanks?
We don't breed, not just with endlers or like with any fish, but we do have like a lot of orders. So as they come, we kind of sell them out, so we don't really have time or space.
And what do we have down here?
So here we have like these little small fish that you see here are our spotted blue-eyed rainbow fish. They also like to travel in schools. They get a little bigger. Right now they're kind of small. and they look pretty cool because they got blue eyes, and then they just kind of pop. Rose money, rainbow fish are the kind of bigger ones. They're kind of cool to have around. They're a little yellow and blue, a little nice color. Right here we have one of our, if you can see, snowflake pleco, and then a little to the left is our albino pleco. And stuck on the wall is an autocinquus catfish. We don't really have a tank designated for 3 of the plecos and catfish. We just have them spread out like in all of our different tanks. They look at other fish and then they just see one, they'll ask, oh, what's that? And then we can say that they're good at cleaning tanks, so maybe they can just take one home.
And you just keep them in every single tank.
I wouldn't say every single one, but most of them are like 6, 7 plecos in there hiding like in the sponge filters or like to the wall. So they're kind of spread out, eating all the algae and waste.
So these are Madacarized fish, right?
Yeah.
And these are a bit rare, or not as common.
Yeah, you don't really find them at other stores, but since we do have a big variety of fish, we kind of added them to our collection because some people look for them.
Are these hard to keep?
No, these aren't pretty hard. They're not the easiest either. Just making sure the water's clean. There's like, they kind of have a little waste, but that's fine. Just having like algae eaters or plecos for now.
Is there a reason why you guys have 3 big filters in this tank?
There's not a particular reason. We usually have at least 2 or 3. The more the better. Since the tank is kind of big, we just give like an extra filter to the fish that need it more than others.
Yeah. How often do you do water changes on these tanks? Like this whole round?
These twice a week on every tank.
Twice a week, okay.
These are our white cod minnows. They're pretty small and they're just little schooling fish. They're only $2.98 too. So these are like very cheap, small, easy fish to start off if you want. Or just something to like community fish that you can add to your tank. As you can see, we also have one more albino pleco here, which is helping the tank to stay clean.
These are also nice cold water fish. Like they don't need a heater.
Most of these don't really need a heater, especially for minnows. These are cheap and also very easy to take care of. Down here we have our neon tetras. These are pretty common and pretty popular, and they're really colorful. As you can see, the blue and red, they really pop. They're also easy to take care of. As long as you keep them, they'll be bigger, brighter, so they'll just be like really cool fish to look at.
Do you get a lot of bulk orders for the neons?
We don't really get that many bulk orders, but I think a lot of the neon tetras are pretty popular, so we do sell a lot of those. Guppies in here, and this is a blue polar parrot, a little white blue one. They go well together. We just keep them in the same tank to save space. So guppies are pretty cool to look at. These are fancy male guppies. So they're really colorful and bright, so they pop in the tank. And here, the striped ones are Chinese high fin banded fish. These are pretty cool. They like to move around a lot. They have a little top dorsal fin, which kind of makes them look cool. And they move a lot, so it's kind of fun to look at. They got a cool stripe, cool design, cool pattern. They're also with powder blue gourami. Like this one right here. This one's pretty cool. It's like a...
That's a dwarf gourami.
Yeah.
Are these a good community fish, these hyphen banded sharks?
Yeah, adding like one in your tank is pretty good. We have our female guppies here. As you can tell, they're less vibrant and poppy than our male ones. And also here we have our like panda cories, which are really popular. These are really cute and small. Kind of look like pandas. They're little cory fish that you can keep in schools. Sometimes they'll school around. They're also like bottom feeders. They'll just help maintain your tank.
And this tank is also 2 water changes a week, right?
Yeah. These are just albino cories. I designated tank for albino cories, and yeah, just having these around your tank, they'll just clean the walls, the bottom, like food, and they'll just like keep eating. As you can see, this guy right here, he's just always looking for something to eat.
How much are these? $6?
Yeah, so they're $5.98 each. So they're not too expensive or too cheap, and they do get a little bigger. These are pretty hardy because they don't really need a lot of maintenance because they'll just keep eating whatever is left over.
What about these cories?
We have our peppered cory, which are like black, grayish ones. I think it just depends on what color you like and just the style of your tank.
That's a sponge filter, right?
Yeah.
Do you make these yourselves?
Yeah, so we made these ourselves. We just buy like a jar. We fill them with like the X-shaped cubes inside, and we put a filter on the lid, and we put a hole inside. We put the air pump in there.
Yeah.
And then, and that was just our filter.
Yeah, that's a nice DIY filter.
So these are also cichlids, specifically red emperor cichlids. They do get bigger. They're kind of small for now, but if you have like a big tank, you just have like a few of these big fish. They're pretty cool to look at.
This tank is full of galaxy reservoirs, CPDs.
These are pretty cool too. These are like entry level or schooling fish that you can have. Right now they're kind of small. They get bigger. They're just like pretty easy fish to start off with. If your tank set is pretty good, the colors will pop. So this is our panda loach, just like a regular loach, but just panda kind of stripe. These go kind of bigger too. Right now that's probably like a little tiny loach.
What about this tank?
We have our amber tetras in the back, similar to the neon tetras. They're schooling, easy to take care of, and they're orange, so they look a little red in different lightings. We also have gold laser cories, cool color, they're really fast, and good at eating, they move a lot. Those are a little on the more expensive side, it's for $16.98 each.
What about this gray dude in the back? It's like next to the shoulder. Or, oh, it's right there, on top.
So that's a silver flying fox. Yeah, that's just like a cool silver fish that kind of like shines.
What kind of gouramis are these?
These are dwarf sunset gouramis. They're cool little orange sunset, colored like the sun. And these are dwarfs, so they're smaller. So if you have like a smaller tank or not a huge tank, you can just add these fish to your tank for the color.
You're keeping them with pygmy cories.
Yeah, with pygmy cories, black stripe. They're just schooling fish.
So this is like a angelfish, dwarf, Masbora tank.
We have this cool angelfish in there. You know, this guy was kind of like a project fish, but he survived, so we just kept him in the tank. I mean, it's pretty cool. We're not really selling him there, but I don't know, it's kind of pretty cool to look at, and then survived the whole trip, so we just keep him there. And then we have our honey yellow gouramis there, and then just like the sunset gouramis there too. And then we have plants in there because they look really cool. Yeah, they just provide oxygen, and then there's just like another visual representation of what people can have in their tanks.
Yeah, these are a nice house plant too.
Yeah.
And these are pothos, right? The plants in the back.
Yeah.
Did you make this holder yourself, or did you get that?
No, we bought the holders. Yeah, so these are like these pothos. Like the roots are like in the water, but the leaves, some like to be left outside the water. So that's why we have like these holders. And then different plants, like they'll just start growing more, which looks pretty cool once they start growing.
Yeah.
These loaches are pretty good just for like bottom feeders, algae eaters. They'll just like stay on the ground and eat like whatever's left. So if you like kind of like the black stripes on them and a little pattern.
Oh, these guys, golden algae eaters.
Yep. These are golden Chinese algae eaters. I think in this tank we only have like the golden Chinese algae eaters. They're just pretty cool. They're long. They're also like orange, goldish. So these guys will grow. They'll go pretty big.
Yeah, they're
so
massive.
You want to mind like the tank size you have.
And do a lot of people buy these?
We don't get a lot of people buying these, but some people come once in a while with bigger tanks or like a pond outside.
What are these guys again?
The panda loaches.
The panda loaches.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they a good algae eater, would you say?
So they'll just help feed the tank like any other loaches. We have like a purple male guppies here. So these are kind of like special, but if you want like the white and then the light purple, these are the guppies you can get.
They look like endlers actually. Are these the same price as the other ones?
Yeah, like the fancy, they're probably like 50 cents more expensive, but other than that,
Yeah, these are good looking.
This is like our platy mix. We have algae eaters, cories, loaches, along with the platies. So these are all very easy fish to start with.
Electric Dempseys.
Yeah,
These are very
right
famous.
Now, the black pattern. Right now they're quarantined. We're treating them right now, so we're not selling any of them. But they can get pretty big too. So once they get bigger, like they'll just like be really cool fish to have.
And I think these also get really aggressive.
Yeah.
Right. As they get older.
Yeah. So you'd want to keep these fish like on their own too.
And are these also juveniles? Like these?
Yeah,
they
these
look
are
small.
juvenile and they will get bigger. Most of our fish are juvenile because we get them like that and we sell them before they get bigger. We have like spiderwood or manzanita wood, driftwoods in there, and then we have our like standard manzanita wood here. They're like really smooth, and then they just create like a soft like aesthetic for your tank, like the ones on the bottom as well.
Yeah.
These are all like stem plants, just as like the previous ones. We usually have plants like on here on the ground, on this side. We'll just sell plants like these. We'll be kind of full, but he sold out a lot yesterday. We keep like the mist there so they stay humid and so they stay alive, especially the ones that are hanging on the wall. Like the water is like necessary for them to stay alive. So.
Yeah, this is nice. This is like Japanese style.
Yeah.
Right. All right, cool. Thanks for having us. And thanks for watching.